Hello and welcome to all you Pisceans for your monthly horoscope, the first one, January of 2019. Let's have a look. Now, first of all, it's the first month of the year, yes, but it's eclipse time. And it's a really interesting one, especially for the Pisceans, because none of the both eclipses are that drastic for you. You know, whenever eclipses are important for us, it certainly is when it's in our own sign or when it's opposite our sign or squaring up to it. The other ones are less drastic, so to speak. But let's have a look at what's going on. On the 6th, there's an eclipse in Capricorn, 15 degrees of Capricorn, and that is your 11th house. And on the 21st of January, there is an eclipse in your 6th house of Leo. So what does it mean? Now, the first eclipse has to do with deconstruction of old structures. I mean, for everyone. That's a very basic one. Why? Capricorn has to do with structures in any way. And because the South node here is involved, it's about endings and it's about karma that's completing, so to speak. And also Pluto and Saturn are involved here because there's a cluster, almost a traffic jam, of all planets clustering in, we call it a stellium, clustering in Capricorn. So not only the sun and the moon for the eclipse with the South node, it's also Pluto there, Saturn there, Mercury there, so lots of energy. And for you, it's in the 11th house. Now, Capricorn and Pisces is good energy flow. So that means it doesn't have to be very drastic for you Pisceans. On the contrary, it could mean. But it's definitely about ending something, deconstructing something. It's like old habits, old attitudes, they need to go. And for you in the 11th house, it could be plenty of things, of course, because I don't know your personal context, but in general, it has to do with friendships or it has to do with your goals. So it could mean, first of all, that some old goals that you used to have, they now have to go. It could be, let's say that you are in an extreme level. I'm giving you a very funny example that, let's say you are 35 and you still want to start in being how do you call that? A cyclist, for instance. I mean, starting that at 35, you know, maybe you need to let go of that goal. Or wanting to become a ballerina when you're 35. I mean, you see, these are very easy examples to understand, of course. It's just an example, but it means of certain goals that are no longer suiting you. You need to let go of them. And some of them could be very painful, but others could be just, okay, yeah, you know, this is not the case anymore for me. I mean, I've always wanted to do those studies, but, you know, I have a home now, I have 4 children. This is not realistic. I need to let go of that structure. Or some friend structure that you need to let go of. You know, it is very karmic, so it's not like something that you really have to do a lot of effort to do. It's like some very visceral ending, so a visceral feeling that you need to end some friendship, you know. Maybe literally friends have moved, or it could be someone that you're saying, you know, this friend, these couple of friends that I have, they are a bit, you know, they are a bit narcissistic there. They have a bit narcissistic traits. And, you know, I'm not up to that anymore. You know, I want to have a friendship with equality and not just me giving. For instance, it could be something like that. So for the Pisceans, this eclipse is not, it's not really a bad one. Of course, it's depending on your personal horoscope, but in general, it's not the worst eclipse. Now, and the other eclipse also, it's not a bad one because it's in your 6th house. So when our eclipse is very important, when they're happening in cardinal, when they're happening in other mutable signs, and this is not the case for you now, and in key areas of your life. But the 6th house is your habits, it's your routines, it's your work for a lot of you, and it's your health. And for our pets, and this eclipse is that gives something new, that gives new karma, because it's the North Node. It's the North Node together with the Moon. and it opposes the sun in your 12th house. So definitely new possibility for a new pet, for instance, new possibility, a new job, or you could say newness that is bringing into your consciousness that has to do with your work. There could be new projects for your work. There could be a new job that you're doing on a daily basis now. So for the ones who are looking for a new job, it's a good energy. This can really bring the new job. And but also new starts that has to do with your health. Maybe a new regime or a new, you know, you're seeing here some of parts, which is definitely not something that I use, but my two men here are using it. And two men, I mean my boyfriend and my son, for the ones that are thinking, huh, is she living with two men? Yes, I am, basically. A young one and an older one. Anyways, so these are like fitness tools, or you could be doing something like that as well, you know, having a new fitness kind of tool that you're buying, and this gives you a new opportunity to do something about your health. It's about improving that area of your life. And it could also mean if you have had some illnesses or dealing with an illness, that there's a new breakthrough that can help you with this moon and this, there is a change there. There is a new improvement that could be happening for you. So, what else? And last but not least, and this one is important for you, Jupiter squares up to Neptune. And that's going to happen a couple of times in 2019. Now, this is not necessarily the most bad aspect that you can have. Squares are always tensions, though. It means that there is a bit of a fight in time sharing. You know, you need to have both at the same time, but the kind of one goes to the left and the other goes to the right. That's what you have with squares. And that Jupiter, that Neptune is in your sign and Jupiter is in your 10th house. So there could be some stresses going on between you wanting to have you having new expectations when it comes to a job or when it comes to work. That you know, one good advice I want to give is don't expect too much, and that is because Neptune is involved. Always when you have Neptune transit, and in that certain particular area, so for you it's about you and it's about work, don't have too big expectations. Why? Because you're gonna feel pain when you are over exaggerating your expectations. You gotta get disappointed by yourself, or maybe by a boss, or by someone at work. And to protect yourself a little bit against that is that yes, you can start something expansive, something new when it comes to work or when it comes to yourself in teaching and learning. But stay with the feet on the ground. I know that's not always the easiest thing for you Pisceans, but maybe those new opportunities at work and those new daily regimes and routines make you grounded so that you don't have those big expectations. That's so certainly not the most important month for the Pisceans, but it's a good month to start. It's a good month to start in different areas, and certainly to get rid of some old objectives that were no longer suiting you. So having said that, I wish you a very good month, dear Pisceans. I have updated and restructured my playlist. So if you are someone who's interested in astrology and you want to know more about certain aspects, certain transits, certain synastries, certain planets like Chiron or Pluto, it's all in there. And it's I mean, I spent quite a few hours on it to put it on in playlist, and I just hope that one of you could, or many of you, could learn from it and just spread it around if you find it interesting videos. Having said that, thank you so much for watching, and see you next month. Bye-bye.